you've been wondering about?
Well, I've been having like a whole bunch of questions.
Okay.
About how many volunteers do you have, and how long do they volunteer here for? Like how long? Do they last 2 days or 2 years?
We have a lot of volunteers. I think it's something close to 300 volunteers that are in our database.
Wait.
Okay, let her finish there, Lottie. So.
He's got on his camera.
What I really like about W is I actually started out here as a volunteer, and we don't really have time requirements. So you just have to volunteer here once a year at one of our events. So we have some volunteers that help us 1 day a year, and they help us with one event every year. We have one volunteer that helps us every year with our Devador event. She's been doing it for a decade now. So we have volunteers like that who help with those. And then we also have volunteers that come in once a week, and they do work at our reception desk. They help us with office work. We also have volunteers that bring in food for our staff, because days like Thanksgiving and Christmas, they have to be here, so we try and make it kind of festive too. We have volunteers that help with that. I'm going to turn on the light in here so it's a little bit brighter.
That sounds good.
I want a question. Question.
Yeah.
I'll ask for a question.
Go ahead.
Far away. Question. If I need help, if the government will they help?
Oh, if you wanted to volunteer 1 day a week, how would you go about it?
Yeah.
We have a volunteer orientation that happens once a month, so I can sign you up for that.
Please.
Yeah, I can, and I have your email, so I can use that. That's how we communicate with our volunteers. Yes, I have your card.
Need more card?
Do you need more?
I think I got it.
Jill has one.
Yeah.
You gave one to Jill too, remember?
Was this when you got here, Lottie? Was that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we gave that to her
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah. So I can email you that, but we do volunteer orientation once a month, and then they kind of talk with you to figure out what a good volunteer job would be for you.
My idea, advertise.
Your idea is advertising, so you want to volunteer in the advertising department.
Yeah. Whether to be,
What kind of advertising do you do? You do these videos and okay.
I talk to people. I talk about people. I
talk to a lot of people.
I could keep myself busy 40 hours a week on Lottie's videos alone. Lottie is quite active there.
He's got over 300 videos already.
But just remember, Lottie, it takes a lot longer to put the videos on site than it does to record them.
You
talked to Lars Larson. You've talked to legislators.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Jefferson Smith, right?
Jefferson Smith many times.
Okay, let's let Angela ask some more questions. Like, you always like to know how people get started in things like what brings their passion to why they work here. So maybe
That's not one of the questions I wanted to ask.
Okay, go ahead with your question.
Okay. One of the other questions I had was, what was the worst surgery that you've ever remember from working here?
Since I'm in the development department, I'm not on the floor. I'm not on the veterinary floor to see a lot of the cases, but I've heard of many of the cases. And we actually had, pretty recently, we had a dog come in that had eaten Gorilla Glue, which is it's a glue that actually expands in a space to fill up an empty space. So he ate this, and it expanded in his stomach, and it hardened, and it made a kind of a mold of his stomach. So they had to go in surgically to take it out, and the dog survived. The dog was fine, but they actually recorded the surgery so you could see it, and it was like a mold of his stomach. And he did survive. It was an amazing case.
Wow.
We also had another dog come in that was attacked by a porcupine, and he had about 150 quills in him, and that took about 4 days that he was down in our ICU, but they were able to take all of the quills out, and he also survived. And he was an older dog, so they were nervous about him, but he did well.
Wow.
Yeah, but those are the kind of cases that people go to their day practice vet, and maybe they don't have all the tools they need to treat that animal, so they say take them to Dove Lewis. We're able to treat them.
Amazing.
So the reason you record surgeries like that is so that other vets can learn and
Yeah, yeah. We actually just started a new program called On the Floor at Dove,
Oh.
and it's a website. And we actually put up videos, and you have to pay for a subscription, different veterinary practices. For veterinary practice, I believe it's $250
About what? Free?
for an individual. I can send you the link. There are some free videos up there that you can see. But we put on videos and little like how-tos so that if these kind of cases ever come into your day practice and you're in the middle of nowhere, you can know what to do.
One more question. I overdo today. I over my group. Newspaper.
Newspaper?
Yeah.
Oh, he writes for the newsletters at 2 of his groups.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, you want your permission to mention you or the volunteering or anything like that?
If I was okay, why not? Okay. I want to come back to me.
You don't want anyone to come back and sue you, but you want
Yeah.
to permission.
You know, what we could do is we could actually send you a little paragraph or something that talks about Dove Lewis and volunteer opportunities.
All right.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we can do that.
I'm an advocate guy. I'm an advocate
You're
guy.
an advocating kind of guy, yeah.
Yeah.
We appreciate
It's
that.
Andy's turn.
So let's let Angela ask another question.
Who makes the ideas for like Dove Lewis Dash and Dove Lewis washing cars type thing to come up with money? I mean, who makes these cute little things throughout the year?
So we actually have a team here at Dove Lewis. We have our communications team, which does our events, and then we have the development team that I'm on that talks a lot with donors and gets the donors to the events. So we kind of work together to plan out these. And a lot of the events actually started with an individual, like a volunteer, just having the idea and starting the event on their own. And it started off small, and then it grew a lot, and it became one of our signature events. That's happened with quite a few of them. But usually it's our Dove Lewis staff. We get together and we talk about our events, see what works, and plan them out. But we have very creative people here. We're very lucky.
Good. I got me in the ambulance. We go. When we go there.
He was shocked when Todd asked him to come do this interview.
Yeah, wow. I like all politics.
You're ready to go when it comes to politics. You haven't thought about doing an interview.
I do all politics. I do all
You do a lot of politics.
Lars Larson's kind of like talking to pets, right? In different ways.
We still have it on record.
No. We might keep that one off the record.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit of a selfish question, I guess. As a new nonprofit of mainstream media, we've only been around about a year and a half, and because you're in this area, so how would you say, what's Dove Lewis's secret to raising money and mobilizing donors? Anything you want to say about that?
Well, we're really lucky because Portland, 70% of Portlanders own pets. It's such a strong pet-friendly community here. And we're also lucky because we get so many people who come to Dove Lewis. We don't want people to have to come here with an emergency. We don't want emergencies to happen. But when they do come here, we're able to provide that treatment that they need, and then we're able to talk with those people later on and get them more involved in our events and to get them to volunteer and to tour too.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
One more.
Let's let we need to be respectful of Julie's time here, and let's let Angela ask the last one or two questions. Okay.
Okay. There's this other question. I don't know if I should ask it or not, but for people who are new with pets, and let's say they are like low on income and they want to learn dog training, do you provide special services for people with special needs who like to have some dog training. Let's say they got a dog that's 3 years old from a shelter and they don't know how to, give commands. What kind of services would you provide or can provide for someone who doesn't have that much income and has a new dog in their life?
Good question.
That is a good question. And we try to we do have classes. We have classes every quarter that change. So we have pet first aid here at the hospital. We have how to care for your aging pet. So that would be definitely a new class that we could talk about. And we get a lot of requests for that. So making new classes is something that we can definitely do.
Because it is very expensive. I've looked online for like dog training and dog obedience, and it comes up to like over $200.
Yes.
I'm just like wondering if you have that here.
We do sometimes. We've had a couple of obedience classes here as well.
Are they successful?
We do. We get a lot of people at them. They are free as well. So we advertise them in our newsletter. I don't know if we have an obedience class coming up, but I know that we've done it in the past. So I can look into it for you.
Okay.
Another thing is that our staff downstairs are the receptionists. They get questions like that a lot too, and they're really good at connecting people with other nonprofits. So they would be a good resource too if you have specific questions.
All right, my cat, the ball. My cat.
Your cat is stubborn. You need a class to take care of your cat.
We covered that earlier.
Need cat. I agree with
Well, how would you sign up for the newsletter to get notices when you do have a class coming up?
You can sign up online for a newsletter, and then I can also sign you up as well.
Great.
Okay.
I got one really important question.
Okay.
And this is like the last question. Let's say you have only 10 volunteer working here, volunteering here, but you've got more animals than volunteers, and let's say there's a fire. What are you going to do?
So our volunteers, they actually aren't on the floor. All of those people downstairs that you saw actually work for Dove Lewis. So they're staff. And because we are an emergency animal hospital, we're very well staffed for those very busy times. So we always have a full staff down there to handle emergencies. And we have had fire drills multiple times since I've been here that we actually take the animals outside. So making sure that we have enough staff to do that transport. If they're very ill, we actually have gurneys that we can use. If a fire ever, God forbid, ever happened, we could do that. So they do have a very good evacuation plan. And part of the thought behind Dove Lewis is that we are a place for emergencies. If there's ever a big emergency in Portland, we're equipped to handle that. So we have more space where we can put more pets here in the hospital if there ever is an earthquake or anything.
Oh, yeah.
We have talked with the police department, the fire department, so they know that we're open 24/7 if there is a large emergency. So we're kind of the place where they can take pets.
One more question. My
Your closing question?
put the question. What call?
His signature question.
What kind of car here?
This one has a twist. He wants to know what kind of cars are used here at Dove Lewis. We noticed the ambulance rig outside.
I'm not sure what brand that is. I'm not sure what car it is.
I should have prepared you for this line of questioning. I forgot. I forgot to prepare for your signature question, laddie.
What kind of car?
I have a Honda Fit.
She said that downstairs. No, there are some Hondas who have some American products here, or they're at least assembled here. But almost every single car, even American-made cars, their radios and electronics are not necessarily made in America.
It's alright. I'm hard.
We're gonna have you spend a week in Detroit. And just all right, hang on, guys. This is the way I think we should conclude things here. I mean, I'm really proud of you guys today. I thought you asked some great questions, and we really enjoyed ourselves here. So this is what I'd like to do. So maybe just say a closing thank you and maybe what you learned today. And we'll start with you, okay, Laddie?
Well, I became what kind of place here? I have she got woman.
She's a nice woman.
But need more education, me.
You personally need more education?
Yeah, cat dog. All positive. Now, positive, need more home.
Now the political season's over, you can look at things closer to your home?
Yeah.
Closer to your home.
Cat dog, cat people.
You're a cat person. Cats are close to your heart.
Yeah.
There are others in the room who are dog people.
Dog people, okay. Yeah, dog. Me, I like the cat. Okay. I appreciate you coming here. I want to get back in and help me. I appreciate it.
He appreciates coming here.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys coming in.
Yeah. And Angela, what stood out to you about the day?
Well, what I really liked about this tour that you gave is that it showed that there's a lot of, it's safe here. The staff have been very nice. They all have smiles. They know what they're doing. They're very well trained. They're very well educated. I would feel 100% or more comfortable taking my dog here if there was a need for it.
Cat.
And I noticed how very loving and caring the doctors were with that one dog that had a split right by his chest area. It almost made me want to cry. But they took so much loving care. Just, they didn't go fast, they went slow. They had the light on to the dog, and I just thought that was really great of you to actually have like at least 4 or 5 people in that room making sure that dog is okay. And another one was that to make sure that the dog and the cat were in those little kennel places that needed one-on-one care 24/7. I really appreciate that because not very many people can do that. It means a lot to me that if something happened to my dog, I can bring it here, and I know that I'm going to have that faith in you to take good care of my dog for a day or even a week. And it means a lot to me that people like you who do care about animals, that I feel like this is the only place that I feel connected to now. And I really want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Because I'm an animal lover, and I want to say thank you for putting Lucy down last year.
And one more question after that.
Thank you. I'm glad we're able to come.
And one more question.